Alrighty. So we are going to do a new part of the game called City Moves. With City Moves, these are kind of stuff that you guys do in more downtime sequences. Currently, there are 3 available to you. You can weaken someone standing. You can put the word out that you need something to your circle. Or you can consult contacts. Wait, hold up. Is that the circle moves? Or is that no, those are faction moves. Oh my gosh, there's so many freaking moves in this game.
No, those are city moves. Weaken someone standing, put out the word, consult your contacts.
Oh, I was looking at circle moves. When do we do circle moves? What the... Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, yes.
I think you said the right thing. It's weaken... I'm looking at it right now. It's weaken someone standing, put out the word, consult your contacts.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys can do... Or tend to your business, but that is... Specifically, you're just like minding your own business, doing nothing. So I'm going to say right now you guys can't do that because I have a goal for you guys in mind. But normally if you're like, oh, I don't want to do anything. So what you guys can use those 3 moves in any way you guys see fit to help establish the Quiversand Tavern.
I have a move called business as usual. When time passes or at the start of a game, roll with mind.
That will be what you do instead of this circle.
That's what I do instead.
I'm going to have you do it right now instead of, because this is the time to do it.
Okay.
I will let you, because I'm saying to do that instead of doing a circle move or a city move. Do city moves give you... I'm sorry, everybody. We're learning a new game, and this is a little bit clunky. Do city moves give you advancement opportunity?
I think circle moves... Debt moves and intimacy are what give you advancement.
Okay, never mind. Mandy, you're doing your imp business as usual instead of one of the other 2.
Okay.
If that is okay with you.
Yeah, sure. I assume this is just for this time, because...
This is just for this time, and the stuff that they're doing is going to be directly related to your scheme.
Yeah.
Like, this is building up the thing. It's not a level up in any way for them.
Yeah.
So...
Okay.
And normally we'll do this at the beginning of an arc, but since we are introducing characters... So Mandy's doing business as usual, and then we'll go from there. So, last session, you guys had all finally met, all are employed at the Quiversand Tavern, or own it, in Mandy's case. And we're talking about ways to drum up business. Since time is passing, Saza is using her business as usual imp move, which she rolls with mind. What'd you roll?
I rolled a 7. So on a hit, which I assume that is considered a hit,
yes.
Your usual operations generate a new scheme or provide an opportunity to advance one of your existing schemes, your choice. And then there's various other things we can get if I had gotten a 10 plus, but for now, it's a 7.
All right. Do you have a new scheme in mind?
I mean, I think at this point the new scheme is like marketing. I think the new scheme is getting enough notoriety around Desperation that we're at least maybe not busy, but like we can cover what we currently have to pay for.
All right. So you're sitting there trying to like make flyers when Lilora and Lilurin march in. The other 2 of you guys can be here if you'd like. Saza, we have had the best idea. We know how we're going to get notoriety. Yes, we figured it out. The Gold Dust is a boring brothel where we're going to be the fun one. Are you ready for our idea, Saza?
Sure, I'm all ears.
I'm going to tell her. We are going to, once a night, one of us, you can win a free turn with one of us. If you beat us at cards.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see a downside for us, honestly.
Excellent. I knew it was a great idea. It was all mine. It was not. It was mine. Saza, if anyone's getting to go first for this endeavor, it should be me because I came up with the idea. And they keep going back and forth fighting while you guys...
I think there's like a rock, paper, scissors equivalent that, Saza has them do.
It's who can make out better.
Saza says who can make out better, so they start making out and immediately they're just gone.
The argument is now forgotten.
Can I do my city move as a result of that? Because it plays into what I want to do.
Yes.
Okay, so before they manage to run off, Kingsdale goes, I believe that subtlety and a kind of passive dignity is overrated in these kinds of games of eroticism and chance, so instead I propose we bring this not to our own doorstep, but to theirs. And then he kind of looks at the two of them and is just like, look, how about this? And he goes, would both of you mind accompanying me on my arms, both of them, to the Gold Dust Casino? Gold Dust, what's it called?
It's just called the Gold Dust.
The Gold Dust, where we will sit down at their table and enter a game of chance with those as the stakes.
I'll follow you anywhere, sugar.
Wonderful, let us go.
No, wait, I'm sorry. Saza said to stop calling you sugar. She said you preferred delicious. I'll follow you anywhere, delicious.
I prefer Kingsdale Aloysius Huckabee. However, at the moment, that name is being safeguarded, hidden away, absconded. You did not know that name. I had not told you. My name is Mr. Franklin. I will be called anything other than Kingsdale Aloysius Huckabee, a name I would prefer if you forgot.
Whatever you say, delicious.
One moment, Saz, is there a way that you can demonically erase memories by any chance?
I think you have to be a higher power level.
Is there any way that we could give you some kind of magic amulet that increases said demonic powers to the point of mental manipulation?
Nothing that I'm aware of.
You wouldn't employ, like, gossips or those with loose tongues, those who tell tales, would you? That would not be the type of person you would ever employ, definitely not these two right here.
We're right here and we can hear you.
I am aware.
If you want to demean me, that's extra. I'm just kidding, I'm into
Laura and Lauren tell me their secrets.
Wonderful, then we have nothing to fear. Let us go. So I wanted to do put out the word, and I rolled a 7 to 9, which means the thing that I want, which is to drum up business, arrives in the hand of an rival instead of an ally. So my thought here, and then I owe them a debt for it, right, is like mechanically what's supposed to happen. So my thought here is that I take them to the gold dust, and we go like, we're entering, and the chip on the table is one night with Lalura or Lalurin, and then that makes them angry. I don't know how much you want to roleplay that, but that's what I want to do, and it's up to you how much of a scene that is.
I'm fine with it just being you get the debt, like, unless you really want to.
Would it be a debt with the owner of the Gold Dust?
Oh, you know what? Actually, can we? Yeah, I actually want to do this. Do you know who do you have like an idea of who the owner of the Gold Dust is?
No, was not expecting you guys to go there. Give me a minute.
It's the rival place.
Do you want to know what wasn't going to happen today? Was you guys doing these city moves?
I thought you had all the factions played out. Sorry.
Caitlin, there's like 12 factions. I have made 30 characters. There's only so much time I have in a day.
That's the 20% soul crusher she gets today, alright?
Right, Caitlin, like, I thought you were completely done, and I'm like,
hey, you want to fight?
I'm sorry that I made you a cool faction after you said, I want a cool magic arms dealer, and then I made you the Shadow Emporium. Next time I'll scratch that out and work on the Gold Dust instead.
You just told me how much stuff you'd done.
I didn't
over the weeks.
Okay.
That's all.
The hole is getting deeper, guys. The hole's getting deeper. I'm going to the Gold Dust. I want to talk to the owner.
I'm going to say you can't, because that's not how the game works, but you can talk to someone of import there.
Okay, that is fine. Yeah, I guess whatever it is that I want to go there and make a scene. I am trying to go there and be disruptive. So I think maybe we could start this as like, I go there, you know, we enter this in as like, hey, a wonderful evening with both or either of these, depending on how well you do, winning against us at, whatever, the Quiver Sand Inn, the really fun one. And I think that, like, we all lose spectacularly, we make a big show of losing one night at the Quiver Sand Inn. And, like...
Tavern. Quiver Sand Tavern.
Quiver Sand Tavern, right? And so then it would be like, whoever's making mean eyes at Kingsdale as he's trying to lead a crowd of people out to go and continue gambling, at the fun place with the demonic prostitutes.
Alright, so you come in there and the bouncer is Blair Parsons, which let me write that down before I forget that. They are the bouncer. They look rough and tumble. They look of a similar ilk to Kingsdale. They are soldiers of fortune, people of violence, whatever the third one is. Are you trying to poach all of our business tonight, Mr.
My name is Mr. Franklin. And am I trying to poach your business? No, sir. That would not be my intention. That would be rude to do directly to your face. But I am seeking to make your job easier, for you are not an owner of this establishment, as I understand it, rather merely an employee much the same as myself, and as such we must be agents of those who employ us to make their lives as good as possible. That being said, I wonder as to the quality of employ at such a shabby establishment as this.
You mean the not pimp mansion down the street?
Now, are we going to be so vulgar as to assume those that are artists with their bodies are somehow grotesque or undesirable? I mean...
Oh, no, I do not mean to apply that. I mean the person who lived there before you guys made it your home.
Well, now I can no more be judged for the owner of the building that I now reside in than I can be for the actions of my great-great-great-grandfather who died thousands of years ago. I no more think you a thief because your grandmother may have been one than you should think me some kind of morally destitute person because I happen to live in a house where a pimp used to live.
I'm just saying, those throwing the first stone at shabby houses shouldn't live in the shabbier house.
That is fair, and I would not describe our house as shabby, but rather up and coming. That being said...
Next I'm gonna hear it's authentic experiences.
Maybe someday you decide that your current place of employ is not up to snuff for your clearly excellent skills, and when that day comes, ask for Mr. Franklin, and I am certain that we will have more than enough business to keep you and maybe some of your friends busy.
Get out, and don't come back.
I will have no reason to.
You do owe them a debt.
Yeah, I do owe that. Yeah, I owe that guy a debt. I'm adding it to my debt sheets. I owe Blair a job, kind of.
Caitlin, M, what are you doing?
So, I was looking at consult your contacts, which is like consulting contacts in another circle. Can I use this to like find out information about the circle? I want to know about the Fae, if there's a Fae presence in Desperation. But it's like assuming I already have contacts here, like with the way the thing is phrased, so.
Yeah, so
I don't necessarily want to be like, it's me, but I would like to find out information about who is here.
Me consult your contacts.
Okay. Status in that circle.
I believe it's a 0. I think you are status 1 in power.
Yeah, I have 1 in wild too. Well, it doesn't matter because that comes to a 3. That's bad.
Is Kingsdale gonna have to bounce somebody?
Ask one. What does it mean hold? I ask a question and hold a question.
So, spend your hold 1 for 1 to take a 10 plus instead of rolling when the information you gained would also aid you on this move. So you get an automatic 10 plus later on.
Okay.
Alright, so what...
So, get information from these people. Okay.
Yes. And you're from Power.
I'm from Power. I'm investigating wild.
But you're touching contacts in power. You're talking to contacts. Oh, in any circle. So you're
no, in a different circle.
Cool. All right. So though you are in a new town, the circles function very similarly. Like, factions are different, but there are broad strokes of patterns on how people in certain groups act in this town. Fae are always going to be a little bit more secretive, a little bit more alien, where werewolves tend to be in packs, and you are able to suss out these lines on the ground. And what type of person do you find in the wild circle? Give me your one-word description.
Established. Like, they've been here for a long time. People know them. They recognize them. So on a miss, ask one of the questions that they have there and hold one, but your contact has a tough question about your loyalties and allegiances as well. Answer it honestly, mark corruption, or owe them a debt. Your choice.
So the way I'm going to play this, since you rolled poorly, you try to be as subtle as possible, which is difficult because you don't know who all's in town. You try to suss out this network. You know the circles that people move in. You know especially how the wilds acts in regard to Fae as you're trying to suss this out. But you're getting nothing with being subtle. So eventually you give up and you head to see Doc, who seems like someone who might know something.
Okay.
You ring the door at Enchanted Elixirs, Herbal Healing, Starlight Solutions, Aether, Alchemicals, Radiant Roots, and Flourishing Flowers, Apothecary, and Services. You walk in and you see a man, a very well-dressed man. He looks to be in his 40s. He's wearing a vest. It's like a black vest, black pants, white rolled-up sleeves. His face looks very sharp and angular. He has a impeccable goatee and mustache. And then you look into his gray eyes, and you feel the weight of centuries in there. Where he looks at you for 2 seconds, and you feel like you were stripped like a chicken in the back of a KFC.
I think Kingsdale is jealous.
I do not believe we have made the acquaintance.
How do you do? Call me Em.
Nice to meet you, Em. What can I do for you? Well, spit it out unless you need something to help with that, and if so, just nod and I can get you something.
I'd been told to come here for sleeping elixirs, but I was also wondering about maybe more personnel questions as well.
I will not be answering any questions about myself or Russell. I guess the easiest thing to call him is my grandson, so I can get you a sleeping tincture. How strong would you like it?
We'll start on the lower side. Nothing terribly heavy.
Do you have any known allergies?
No.
Have you taken nightshade in any quantity before?
Once.
What is your general feeling on demonic possession?
I expect what the general feeling is.
Which is?
Negative?
He holds up a color. A green color. What color is this?
Green?
He looks at you, like he stares at you, and you feel that weight bearing on you again.
Green.
He sighs. Pick a number.
All right.
Tell me the number.
What, you're not going to guess?
I am doing medical science.
5.
All right. What number am I thinking of?
17.
That was 5. Try to keep up, Em. All right. Last couple things. He pulls out a deck of cards. He holds it up. What card is this? He doesn't show you the card. It's just the back.
Can I touch it?
You can try.
Can I reach out to touch it? Just grab the bottom.
So as you try to touch it, you just put it down. All right. That answers that. All right. And how strong of a dosage do you want?
The lowest usual amount.
I work with potions and tinctures and tonics that can do everything from kill you to make you sleep well at night to make you be in excruciating pain to never feel pain again. I have done this for devils, angels, dragons, zombies, vampires, werewolves, humans, oracles, he gives you a pointed look, and everything in between. There is no... I don't know what the word usual means. What are you trying to prevent?
I'm trying not to dream.
Okay. How vivid are your dreams?
Fairly vivid, but that's not really the point. I would just rather not
that is
dream at all.
Necessary for me to know. I will tell you what the point is. You just answer the questions, all right?
All right.
Okay. How do you plan to pay for this?
What's the cost?
He lists off a normal price. Like, it's not exorbitant, you know.
Okay. I can pay that.
All right, when do you need it by?
Tonight, if possible.
That'll be a little bit extra, but okay, I can get it to you by tonight.
Tomorrow night is fine.
All right, tomorrow night is fine. That will not be a little bit extra. He puts down his pad of paper.
Do you know much about the court in town? Since you said you've helped lots of people. And
I know a lot about a lot of things. Are you asking for something in specific, or do you just want to know if they exist? Because that is quite the line you are casting.
The place I came from, they had a lot of sway, and I was just wondering if that's the same here. I'm trying to look at the questions to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with what have the Fae been up to recently as my question. But I was just wondering if they have that level of power here.
I want you to understand something very important. I will help you. I help anyone who comes into this shop for a price. If anyone outside of here hears that you got any information from me, remember, I am making your sleeping tincture, and it's not so hard to never wake up again.
Understood.
Do you understand?
Understood.
Tell me what you understand.
I understand that all you did was give me a sleeping tincture, and we didn't have a conversation at all.
And that I do not want to be disturbed with the politics of this city.
Noted.
I have had my time doing these things, and I am here in the ass end of nowhere to not do those things.
Can I tell what circle he's from? That's just something I know?
He's from the wild. He's from a wild circle.
Okay.
You know because you're getting stuff about wilds, mechanically. Yeah. The court here is the court of iron. I purposely try to stay out of things, but I'm sure you understand that Fae are typically allergic to iron.
Right.
These ones are not. Now, what they're currently doing, they went up into the trees and have not come down. I don't know where they are. I don't know what they're doing more than that. But when they first came here, they were allergic to iron, and now they aren't.
All right.
Now you can come back tomorrow, 1 p.m. sharp. I will have your tincture. You put 3 drops in each eye, you will have a dreamless sleep. If the dosage is not strong enough, look me in the eye. Do not put extra drops in your eyes.
All right.
Come back, and I will readjust what you need.
Understood.
You are an oracle. You'll see what happens if you do it. Touch the bottle and see what happens when you do extra drops if you want. Do not do it, though.
She kind of just nods and squints and doesn't want to confirm or deny.
Now get out of here.
She kind of ducks her head and leaves.
So you guys go about your schemes and working on this. Mandy, is there anything else you'd like to do? I don't want you to be shortchanged of a scene if you wanted to do something.
Nothing specific. I think Saza, is just continuing to, clean the bar, pour drinks for, the one person who's been consistent until potentially people start coming in. And then it's maybe we need to get more than one room, more than just, 2 rooms cleaned.
All right, so you guys spend the next week drumming up business. Em's doing the books and kind of trying to keep her head down. Saza is doing what you just mentioned, doing the bar, getting some rooms cleaned up. Kingsdale's stunt worked. People are coming in more. Lilurin and Lilura are busier than they have been in a while. You guys have a decent stream of people. Kingsdale is having to deal cards most of the night. There is a lot less breaks for him. After about a week, it's about midday, you guys typically have a little bit more of a lull now. You figured out the schedule. The Prosperity Plateau Mining Corporation workers have a schedule. There's a weird shift of people, how the mines are always running. So different people have different days off as they come into the town, if they have days off, depending on how crazy operations are. It is a quieter part of the day when in walks a man. He looks quite young. The idea of peach fuzz is present on his face. He has brown hair slicked back, and it's longer than looks good. It's like he's trying for a look, he's not upkeeping the look. His skin is clear and unblemished. He is wearing a white suit with a white jacket and a white vest. It is gaudy. He has gold accents on everything. Well, I do declare this seems to be an okay establishment. I am happy to make all of your acquaintance. There's a couple of guys behind him that look of a similar age. We are from the Saunders Hunter family, and we are happy to be here. Wench, and he snaps at Saza. A round of drinks from me and my companions, the strongest you have. You can put it on my tab. My name is Hubert Saunders. I've been told that I should ask for M. I would like to partake of her, since she seems to be the only human on staff, and I have standards.
Saza pours a round of drinks. She throws a little bit of brimstone salt around the edges to fancy it up a little bit, and brings it over. Unfortunately, M does not partake in some of our more salacious offerings. If you're interested in speaking with her, I can see if she's available for that.
I think I can convince her to change her mind. Please send her out at once.
Like I said, I'll see if she's available.
Do you pour shots or full drinks?
No, I did full drinks.
Okay. He takes it, sips, and then just, dumps it all back. Splendid! He sits down at the table where Kingsdale is shuffling cards. Hello, my good sir. I am Hubert Saunders. I am the eldest of the Saunders clan. I am happy to make your acquaintance.
I am also just as pleased as a summer's rain to make yours. Now, what kind of game of chance might I entertain you with while you wait?
Which one are you best at? I love a challenge. At least I think you might have a chance then. You see, we hunters are not just a big brawny crew. We are an intellectual bunch. Intellectual means smart. Did you know that my name means shining intellect?
I didn't, but now I do. And is that not a fascinating tidbit for me to store for a later date?
I will recommend that we do need to have a shorter game. We cannot play a long game like Devil's River currently, because I will be making a greeting to the Lady M and convincing her to partake in salacious activities all evening long.
Well, now that's entirely up to you. If you feel that you can convince someone, that's your purview. I will say that not only am I...
There is not a woman alive who can outlast my bountiful, exuberant, unending charm.
Wonderful. I'm glad that that is the case for you. I'm certain out here in Desperation you have had ample opportunity to meet a wide and worldly group of women impressed by your words.
I have?
Now, I must warn you, however, I must warn you, however, I am not simply the dealer of cards in this establishment. I also refuse those who are not capable of taking no for an answer. So, you are welcome to speak with our good Lady M, and the moment you put a toe out of line, you will get to speak with me.
Mr. Gentleman, you have not given me a name by which to...
Mr. Franklin.
Mr. Franklin.
First name, Franklin.
What does Franklin mean, pardon?
Franklin, in this case, means the bouncer that runs this establishment and ensures that when someone tells you no, you listen.
See, what I thought it meant was someone who is a landowner but not noble. And why would your family name you something like that? But you...
My family had a cruel sense of humor, hence naming me Franklin, which, granted, seems like someone who maybe came up with that name without giving it a great deal of thought, someone who maybe was surprised that they suddenly had to come up with a name, maybe someone caught unawares by the definition that names might have. So here we sit. But I will say, generally I'm a person that brings definition to myself not by giving names, but by actions.
Mr. Franklin, I understand you are probably from out east, and you don't understand the hunter ways. Out east, hunters are a laughingstock, a joke. I heard of the Huckabee family. I heard their daughter is going to school and only marrying one husband.
I will agree with you that hunters are certainly a joke.
However, we in the Saunders family have come out here to uphold the noblest of traditions, where we are a pinnacle of society.
It makes sense. I came out here to drink at the end of the world. I'm glad you are a pinnacle out here for me to witness.
Sometimes diamonds are hidden before they are revealed. I don't expect someone like you to know that. And I am willing to forgive your threats to me. I know you did not know that you were talking to...
Threats?
You were saying if I said...
I apologize. Do you believe that I threatened you?
You said you would throw me out if I stepped a toe out of line, and I would like to see you try. You did not know you were talking against a mighty hunter such as Hubert Saunders.
Give me one moment. Saza, may I speak with you?
She's in the back getting M.
Oh, I am going to be fired.
Should Sasa and M come back?
It's whatever you guys determine is the right moment to come back.
Yeah, I can come back.
So M and Saza walk out. I'm assuming Saza's just going back to the bar and is like, that's the guy.
Yeah.
I am sorry, Mr. Franklin. You can play cards with my friend. Me and Lady M, the lady of the evening, have sins of the flesh to commit. Hello, Lady M. I've been told to ask for you for an evening of pleasure.
You've been misinformed.
That is what I've been told, but my charm, and he puts his arm around you, knows no bounds.
Her shoulders.
And we are going to have a night, nay, a week, that you will tell all of the other, may I say, people of ill repute about for the rest of your life, for you will be the woman that slept with Hubert Saunders.
Can I skim the surface?
Yes, you can. Do you want to be in this guy's head?
No, but I would like to get something on him. What am I doing? Rolling with Spirit.
One of those things.
10. Yay. What secrets are you currently keeping? Who or what are you protecting? And what is your hidden pain?
So instead of giving you a flashback every time, we're going to speak.
Yeah, you don't have to.
So you play these, and you go through like a scene, figuring these out. The secrets that he's currently keeping and what hidden pain he has are kind of the same. He has never hunted anything before. He is
totally inexperienced.
Yep.
Okay.
He is 18.
Oh no!
In for a night on the town. Like he thinks he's a big fish in a small pond.
Yeah.
Where it's like Kingsdale has experience and he's like, this is terrible. And this guy's like, hunters, we're the best. Nothing can stop us. He has been mildly pampered, being out here and being in a place where the Hunters Guild is able to do that. I don't think he's actively protecting anything right now.
His reputation? I guess, does he have a reputation in town to protect? Like, do people recognize him for this, or does he have clout?
I guess I would say he's protecting the reputation of the hunters in general.
And like the Saunders family.
Yeah, like names are a big deal. Hence, a dear friend of yours saying his name's Franklin.
And so like the fact that like his secrets and hidden pain are the same, like he is like self-conscious and ashamed for not having hunted anything, but is pretending not to be.
Yes.
Got it.
Now we will be bidding you all adieu as we go. Would you prefer Miss or Lady?
I prefer
Lady M, as we commit sins of the flesh.
There's one thing that's going to be happening to you tonight. I can tell you that.
Oh, do tell more.
You're going to be beaten to a pulp.
Does Kingsdale punch him at this point, or are you like...
Nope. As long as he leaves at this point, Kingsdale won't touch him.
And she's going to like slide his arm off.
He puts it back on. Lady M.
So Kingsdale rolls Let It Out, and I succeeded with a 10.
You're so ready.
To improvise a weapon that's to harm and messy. Messy being that inflicted wounds are severe and bloody and destroy the environment around him. He throws a table at the guy.
Does this have the added benefit of clocking his two other flunkies?
I don't think it has to. It doesn't have to. It's gonna really hurt this guy a lot.
I don't think it does. If it hits the two other flunkies, it also hits you, is what I would say.
No, this is an accurately aimed thing that does just destroy a table and part of the bar.
So this table flings at...
Oh, I haven't rolled to see if I hit him. I just successfully improvised a weapon. And then I got an 11 to hit him, which means I do 3 harm to him as a table hits him bodily.
A table comes flipping end over end. So you choose one, inflict terrible harm, you take something from them, you create an opportunity for an ally.
Inflicting terrible harm just does more, right?
Yeah, it'll be 1 more damage. You get to pick, but I'd say a good opportunity would be M can get away very easily now, if you want that.
I'm less worried about that, because I'm guessing they're not going to try to kidnap M after they got tabled. So actually what I want to do is take something from them, and when Kingsdale throws the table, he also draws his revolver and points it at his 2 friends and cocks the revolver and goes, I believe this is the point of the evening where you find another establishment for your young friend to act a fool at, or perhaps better yet, take him to a doctor, a practitioner of the medical arts, or perhaps, given the severity of his wounds, a reverend or other religious officiant that might hasten his progress into the next plane.
They pale in the face, and they're going to create an opportunity to flee, is what they're going to do with the other half of that move, where I get to pick something.
Oh, yeah.
Just so we know the rules. I think that is a good idea, and we will be leaving post-haste. And they pick up Hubert, who's like a little dazed. Like, you have not seen the last of Hubert.
As he's saying that, Kingsdale does throw a chair at him again.
Turn to violence.
Yep. That's fair. Oh no. No, that's also an 11. I will say I'm not letting it out, so this isn't an improvised weapon and only does do 2 harm. Does that kill him?
No. Aren't you deadly? Don't you always up everything 1?
Yeah, on a hit, you inflict harm as established. Yeah, I do always. So it does do 2 harm, though. Yeah.
No, he's not dead. He is unconscious as you see blood just, like, pouring down it. Kingsdale can tell this is not a dead wound, you know. But, like, there is, like, cuts on his face and they are bleeding onto him.
Head wounds always bleed a lot. It's fine.
M says to herself.
She's not concerned for his well-being.
Did you kill him?
Now, I will say I did intend to ask your permission before throwing a table at him and then throwing a chair at him, but...
Yeah, you're fixing that.
I will I have been known at a time, when sober, to be handy with a hammer and nails and maybe even at times crowbars and saws. I can fix the broken bar.
I can't exactly dock you a day's pay, so you're fixing it, or I'm kicking you out.
Given that it was my responsibility to remove those that seemed...
I don't understand why you seem to think you're the bouncer here.
That was what I was hired to be!
No, you needed a room, and I needed entertainment. You better hope they don't come back.
I am certain that they will, but it is all right. I am well equipped to deal with blowhard hunters that feel that they are bigger than their britches.
Oh, he's never hunted a thing in his life.
That makes a great deal of sense now, given his bravado and also need to have friends along with him. Did he say he was the oldest son in the family as well?
I think that's what I heard.
That would make that family doomed for failure.
Make me, if you want, Cody, you can make a mind check to see if you know anything about the
Saunders family?
The Saunders family.
Since he seemed to know you all.
Would that be figure someone out, basically?
Actually, you're gonna... No.
Nope.
That's gonna be the circle move, put a name to a face. But you failed?
Well, yeah, I failed pretty hard, yeah.
You don't know them, or you don't recognize the name. It might be that it was stuff happened with them after you left, or while you were drunk, or whatever. But you do mark your Mortalis circle towards advancement.
Oh, okay.
Oh, look at you playing the game.
Yep, he did a circle move. Yep, when you make a circle move, make a city move, triggering it. Mandy did that. Mandy mark wilds, Caitlin mark wilds. City moves also trigger stuff. You did stuff with Mortalis already.
Yeah. No, so that's fine.
Gold dust with Mortalis. So you only get one mark until you get all 4 marks.
Right, no, I understand. 1
mark per faction. So you should each have 1 part towards leveling up. So as you guys start cleaning this up and the guy's being drug out, you notice Sarah Young walk in.
Okay.
She has what she had on last time that you saw her. She still looks... She's like, I was told that I could find you here, Em?
You certainly can. What can I do for you, Sarah?
I told you that I would come find you if we had an opportunity arise with the Prosperity Plateau Mining Corporation.
And what's the opportunity?
Someone of position has recently become vacant, and I would like you to figure out exactly how that occurred.
All right. What are you paying for it?
You'll be given a job if you are able to figure out who did this. Maybe I'm obfuscating something too much, and she leans in a little bit closer to you. Peter Hooper has been murdered, and I need someone who's good with numbers to figure out what happened. Consider this your probation.
So is this implying that she knows...
She knows something's weird about you.
Yeah.
You know, like, you're coming and saying, like, I'm good with numbers. Like, that's not just, like... She doesn't know...
It maybe implies that she's been talking to the prosperity workers.
Right. Like, there's ways that
like
she could have
mining
rumors.
workers. Yeah, that... Yeah. Okay. let's sit down and you can tell me more about it.
And we'll end there. Hey Wanderers, thanks for listening to our campaign Desperation. As always, you can follow us on our socials, and if you like what you hear, leave us a review on your podcast app of choice, and tell a friend about the show. We hope you've enjoyed your time in Desperation. Just because it's the end of the line doesn't mean you don't have options.